Hi everybody, thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm going to do painting of beautiful sunset in the beach and water, sky, warm color, nice palm trees. And we are working on limited palette with white, yellow, orange, red and black. So please add on your palette. We need the brushes. It's better if you work with a bigger size of canvas. It's better your brush be bigger size because of easier to cover hold the background. My paper, canvas paper, is 9 by 12 inches, so it's not much big. I'm going to work with this flat brush, and for details and more like a liney part that I'm going to add, I use a pointy brush, which is so pointy on the tip, and it's round brush. So I have palette knife to mix my paint, and I have canvas paper. I stick all the part of canvas by tape to the board, which is easy to work with, and then after you finish you can remove the tape and there is a nice board cover the canvas. So for this specific painting that I'm going to choose to start, we imagine most of the part is the sky with nice sunset, birds on top, and then the nice hills here, the water move and the reflection of the sky into the water, and it's sunset, so the landscape a little bit warm color I use for sky and for the river or for the sea, and then the details like beach, like the hills and the trees is on dark color of black. So first of all, I'm going to use red for the horizon line. When I move up, I use the orange color and then the yellow color, and then on top I'm going to use lighter tone. So I mix my white with the yellow for the lighter part. So I'm not jump from yellow to the white. I just go with the smaller details a little bit with the lighter yellow. This is good for the top of the paper, top of the painting. Pure yellow we can use, and even for the orange, in some case I can mix a little bit yellow with the orange, with tiny bit orange to have lighter orange or yellowy orange. So I need more yellow to add. That's the cadmium yellow. So these are about the mixture that we need to have. And then the pure paint we already have on top, so we can work on those. Now I'm focusing on the sky. So start from the bottom to the top, or we can start from the top to the bottom. It doesn't matter which part you start. So I prefer always to start with the lighter color and then move on with darker tone later. So because of that, I start from the top part. I'm going to take white color. It's not much visible on top of the white canvas. Then move on, just I need that for wet the surface, and then move on with the yellow color that I mix with the white. So try to cover most of the part with that. In between, take pure white color to help the yellow be disappear and not much really shiny and bright. Just the pure white color. Move down, yellow and white. Then I can move on with the pure yellow. And when the surface is wet, both color of yellow white and the pure yellow very gently blend together and give me a nice result. Even if the hard edge create, I can bring the pure white color to cover it and disappear that edges. And then move on with the mixture of orange and yellow. And let it move a little bit up into the sky. And you can see the nice cloudy shape create on top. And then with the pure orange color, nice transition, we move down and build the sky very well. And then move on with the red. The point is we need to keep the paper or canvas or any surface we work with acrylic, we need to keep it really wet because they can blend very well together. But after it gets dry, the line and the edge create in between. Now I move on top a little bit, shape the cloud. A little bit thicker paint I try to bring and make the cloud on top. Even from the other side. You can use tip of the brush for that. It's so lovely to use tip of the brush to make the liney cloud on top of the sky. And always touch the napkin to clean the brush. The bottom of cloud most of the time is darker than the top of them. So I'm okay with that. I can keep it like this to get dry. Then I would like to bring the sun on top. Now before finish the sky part completely, because we have some details on top, we can start working the sea and then give the time to our sky to get dry completely. So for that I'm going to start with the pure white color first. Just make the clean the horizon line very well with the pure white color. I need the clean edge here, and then start with lighter color of yellow. Back to the pure white color, because it's on the stance show that's the lighter tone, lighter color, and when we come down it's a little bit in front of us and more darker tone I'm going to add. So I'm going to add the pure white color on top of the yellow, and anytime you add heavy paint it takes time to get dry. I'm going to use really heavy paint, make a texture on top as a wave, and then move down with more yellow. And even pure yellow I am going to bring. Just some touch, very gently with less pressure. When I want to help something sit on top of each other, I try to use very less pressure on my hand and try to leave the paint sit on the canvas. Even if you see from a side, it's really thick and heavy. That's so lovely. because after it gets dry, when you touch, you can feel the lovely texture on top. So even if I go through the drawing shape of the heel, it's okay. I can fix it always. So I move it this yellowy orange color first, and then little by little add some yellow on top as a wave. Come down, use this lighter tone. I don't want to let it cut from each other. I want to have nice transition between the colors. So because of that, go and back with colors and try to leave some darker tone on top, leave some lighter tone on bottom parts, and let them play into each other like that. Even some wave with nice orange on top of the water and more pure orange on the bottom part, maybe a touch of red. That's so nice too. With less pressure and more pigment, I'm going to add more orange and yellow and red, all these colors. Make this as a base and then bring on top some more lighter tone, really as a wave, or darker tone as a shadow. Yellow, really heavy I bring to help it sit on top. Some white color as a wave. Less pressure, try to help the paint sit on top of the water. Cover it by red, then move on with the orange. I'm going to use heavy paint. It takes really time to get dry, but that's so cool and lovely. So colorful. Heavy paint. And even clean the brush by napkin. Move on the pure white color. I think would be nice. It's already show that this is a nice water with some movement on top. So we can wait this sky and the water get completely dry and then move on for the rest on top. Now the sky is completely dry. The sea is dry too. I want to place the sun. So first of all, I add the water, going to use a smaller brush. I would like to have watery white color to make it runny. And the reason is because this is a dry surface. So if I want to bring some color that I don't want to make the edge around it, like this, the sun, I want to help it disappear to the sky. Especially the edges. I don't want to look like a circle cut on my surface be visible. So I'm going to use watery brush stroke. That's so helpful to have fade surface. because watery brush stroke, after my white color get completely dry, it get lighter, disappear to the background, and there is no edges make in between. Even in between I can add more pure water to disappear this hard edge on top, to let it blend. Just the water help that the white color blend to the background. That's move to the background. But with the pure white color, I'm going to add on the center and help it a little bit more shiny. So the center is bright, but the edges is disappear. That's about the sun. Now I'm going to add more details on top. I would like to cover the hill, this part, these two hill, and add the palm trees on top. And this is a dark landscape should be, and I'm going to mix, just use the black, and in some case I take a little black mix with the red to make some brownish color on top to bring some more details. So two color, even on dark color, even on shadow part, I prefer to have one another tone to make it a little bit interesting. So when you mix red with black, we can reach reddish brown, which is so interesting color. So that's the reddish brown we already want to use, and I'm going to use two size of brush, one flat, one pointy brush. It's so easy for me to work with just a flat brush to draw the line, and I'm going to draw like a curve for the tree trunk with pure black. It's a tree, so it shouldn't be really perfect line. You can add some details to make it fat in some part, like that. And then here these two trees close to each other, and the other one is on the other angle, like that. Try to connect it. This nice of and then cover the whole background of the hill with the pure black color first. If you go with heavy paint and would like to shape a little bit details on top, would be great. That's about the heel. And even with this lighter brown, I'm going to add more details on top to bring some like effect, like brush stroke. Even a touch of white color, maybe it's nice to have to make it lighter. And give us a chance to have some light color on top of the shadow and be more visible. something like that. And then I'm going to move on for exactly the trees with this pointy brush, and then pure black color. Try to shape this tree. For example, I start with this one. Palm trees look like a flower first. You can separate each kind of the leaves from each other, and then add details on top for all of them. So this is the details of the whole, and then connect with a lots of tiny line close to each other with a tip of narrow brush or pointy brush. So with this pointy brush, it's so easy to draw just two C curve, shape the bird on the stance, or even this one a little bit thick on the wing, and then make it so narrow like that. So these are about the trees and the birds. So we can move on with a little bigger brush for the other hill, which is this one. Again, pure black. Cover the heel with more brush stroke, heavy paint. Even because of the heel, we can make it with hard edges, so we don't need to be really perfect in clean and clear edge, we can make a hard edge like that, and even a little bit like the bushes, or like that we can make with a side of brush, or even we can go with pointy brush. Both are fine. We can go with the pointy brush, which is easier to do, and make some more details on top.